Subscribe to the channel and also press the bell icon to never miss an update from Endeavour Careers.
Hello and welcome to Endeavour's GK Capsule for the month of February 2021. Union Budget was presented this month. Moreover, 3 space missions also reached Mars in the month of February. Let's look at these and other news highlights of the month. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala of Nigeria has been appointed as the new Director General of the World Trade Organization. She is the 7th Director General of WTO, but the first woman and also the first African to head the Multilateral Trade Organization. She is the former Finance Minister of Nigeria and a World Bank economist. The United States, under the Donald Trump administration, had blocked her appointment in October despite strong endorsement from almost all WTO members including India. However, the Joe Biden administration extended the US's support to her, following which she was appointed as the new WTO chief. She assumed charge on 1st March 2021. Her tenure will last till August 2025. She said that the first priority for her would be to quickly address the economic and health consequences brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. The UN Capital Development Fund has appointed Preeti Sinha as its executive secretary. Established in 1966, the UN Capital Development Fund provides microfinance to least developed countries. Preeti Sinha is an Indian-origin investment and development banker in the United States. Preeti Sinha graduated from the Harvard Kennedy School of Government Executive Education program in Public Financial Management. She holds a Master's in Global Leadership from the World Economic Forum and a Master's in Public and Private Management MPPM MBA from the Yale School of Management. She has 3 decades of global experience across investment and development finance. Previously, she managed the Yes Global Institute, a private sector think tank for social economic development. She also served at the African Development Bank. Indian social activist Anjali Bharadwaj has been announced as one of the 12 winners of the newly constituted International Anti-Corruption Champions Award by the Joe Biden administration. The award recognized individuals who have worked to defend transparency, combat corruption, and ensure accountability in their respective countries. Anjali Bharadwaj is the founder of the Satark Nagrik Sangathan, a Delhi-based citizens group working to promote accountability and transparency in government functioning. The Satark Nagrik Sangathan prepares report cards and tracks the performance of public servants, including the ministers. Anjali has served as an active member of the Right to Information movement in India for over 2 decades. Let us now look at major highlights in the category of national news. On the 1st of February, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has presented the Union Budget in the Parliament for the upcoming financial year 2021-22. This was the 3rd budget presented by Nirmala Sitharaman. The budget was keenly watched as it was expected to support an economy badly hit by the coronavirus pandemic. The budget estimates Indian economy to contract by 7.7% in the current fiscal year, although it forecasts growth of 11% for the coming year, after a massive vaccination drive and a rebound in customer demand and investments. The Finance Minister said that the budget stands on 6 pillars, which are health and wellness, physical and financial capital and infrastructure, inclusive development, human capital, innovation, and minimum government and maximum governance. In significant changes to the taxation process, Sitharaman announced the scrapping of income tax for senior citizens under certain conditions, new rules for removal of double taxation for NRIs, and a reduction in the time period of tax assessments, among other measures. Startups will get an extension in their tax holiday for an additional year. India's fiscal deficit is set to rise to 9.5% of GDP in 2020-21. This is sharply higher than 3.5% of GDP that was projected in the last year's budget. A decline in government revenues due to COVID-induced lockdown has led to a sharp rise in deficit. In order to boost the revenue, the IPO of LIC will be brought in this year. 2 public sector banks and 1 general insurance company will also be taken up for strategic disinvestment this year. In Budget 2021-22, Sitharaman kept the income tax slabs same as the previous year. However, a new agriculture development cess of Rs 2.5 per litre on petrol and Rs 4 per litre on diesel has been introduced in the budget. Giving a relief to those who depend on pension income, the persons above 75 years of age are exempted from filing income tax returns. As mentioned earlier, the healthcare sector is a priority in this year's budget. In healthcare spending, Nirmala Sitharaman announced a total spend of around Rs 2 lakh crores on healthcare with Rs 35,000 crores on COVID-19 vaccine development. Markets responded to the budget positively. Sensex rose by nearly 1160 points at the conclusion of the budget speech. The Ministry of External Affairs launched a new scheme of integrating the DigiLocker platform with the passport services. This would enable citizens to submit various documents required for passport services through DigiLocker in a paperless mode. They are not required to carry the original documents. Applicants applying for passport services can provide link to their specific documents uploaded in the DigiLocker. This is a key initiative launched under Digital India Mission. DigiLocker provides citizens a shareable private space on a government cloud, enabling availability of all documents and certificates provided on this cloud. Once the passports are also uploaded in DigiLocker, details would be easily accessible to the users from any location, which would be useful especially in case of loss of passport. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has made FASTag mandatory from 15th February midnight on all national highways. As per the new rules, any vehicle not fitted with FASTag will be charged double the toll at electronic toll plaza across the country. This has been done to promote fee payment through digital mode, reduce waiting time and fuel consumption, and provide for a seamless passage through the toll plazas. FASTags are prepaid rechargeable tags for toll collection that allow automatic payment deduction from the FASTag. They are normally affixed on the windscreen of your vehicle. With the help of a FASTag, you will not have to stop your vehicle at toll plazas to pay the toll. As soon as the vehicle crosses the toll plaza, the fee would be deducted from the bank account or prepaid wallet linked to the FASTag affixed on the vehicle's windscreen. The FASTag works on radio frequency identification or RFID technology. Moreover, these FASTags do not have any expiry date and they can be used as long as they are readable at the toll plaza and are not tampered. The Government of India released its new guidelines on geospatial data and map making. The new guidelines liberalize the rules and allows private companies to conduct surveys and mapping without prior government approvals. Indian companies will require no prior approval, security clearances, licenses for acquisition and production of geospatial data and geospatial data services including maps. The data generated also needs to be owned and stored in India, with foreign entities being allowed to license it. Under the new policy, geospatial data from government agencies such as the Survey of India and the Indian Space Research Organization will also be made available to public and private companies. This will be beneficial for all allied sectors that need this data such as logistics and transportation, road safety, e-commerce. This decision will provide a huge impetus to Digital India. The change in the policies will bring about tremendous opportunities for startups, public sector, private sector, and research institutions in India. The reforms will drive innovations and build scalable solutions. This will also generate employment and accelerate economic growth. Let us now look at major highlights in the category of international news. After months of controversies and debates, the French Parliament has finally approved the Anti-Radicalization Law. The bill is officially named as Reinforces Republican Principles Bill. The law is aimed primarily at cracking down on Islamist separatism. The bill was passed by the lower house of French Parliament and will now be presented to the Senate for review on 30th March. The bill aims to significantly increase the government supervision on religious institutions. The religious groups will be required to disclose foreign donations above €10,000. Moreover, the local authorities will be given greater powers to shut down a place of worship if it is found to propagate ideas or activities of discrimination or hatred against other people or groups. Religious groups that apply for state subsidies, for instance, will be forced to sign a pledge to respect the Republic's views. The bill also increases the government's capacity to intervene in the matters related to marriage and polygamy. The passage of the draft bill arrives against the backdrop of a wave of Islamist militant attacks that has struck France in recent years, including the beheading of a school teacher by a teenager. With the country entering into presidential elections in the coming year, protecting the French secular identity and domestic security is expected to be two of the biggest issues. However, many French Muslims feel that the new law will limit their religious freedom. They feel the bill unfairly targets them. The United States has formally rejoined the Paris Climate Agreement on 19 February 2021. Nearly 4 years after former President Donald Trump announced American exit from the agreement. Trump had announced in 2017 that the US would withdraw from the Paris Agreement, but the exit could be made officially only in November 2020. The US was officially out of the Paris Climate Agreement for 107 days. President Joe Biden said that tackling the climate crisis is amongst his highest priorities. He signed an executive order immediately after taking charge on 20th January, recommitting the United States to Paris Climate Agreement and officially joined the Paris Agreement on 19 February. In another sharp reversal of Donald Trump's policy, Joe Biden has revoked the construction of US-Mexico border wall. In a letter of American Parliament, Biden said that the project was unnecessary and a waste of public money. The next category is news from the field of business, economy and industrial sector. The Reserve Bank of India has approved Piramal Group's plan to take over Diwan Housing Finance Corporation. It is a housing finance company headquartered in Mumbai. It went bankrupt in 2019 following the financial crisis at IL and FS. The Piramal Group submitted a resolution and takeover plan for DHFL worth 34,250 crore rupees. Piramal Group's plan will enable the lenders of DHFL to recover around 40% of their dues, which is nearly 87,000 crore rupees. Out of the total claims of 87,000 crores, State Bank of India is the biggest lender to DHFL with 7,000 crore rupees. Piramal Group believes the process of takeover to complete in the next 3 to 4 months. The data released by India's Commerce Ministry shows that China has become the top trading partner of India during the financial year 2020-21. The India-China trade stood at $77 billion in the current financial year. This is more than India-US trade. After several years, China has replaced USA as India's biggest trading partner. India's long-standing dependence on Chinese heavy machinery, telecom equipment and other products has led to the ballooning of trade deficit with China at $40 billion. The next category is science and technology. NASA's Mars rover mission Perseverance has successfully landed on Mars on 18 February. The mission was launched on 30th July 2020. The rover sailed through space for nearly 7 months. It covered a distance of 293 million miles before entering the Martian atmosphere. The critical process of slowing down and landing operation of Perseverance on the surface of Mars was controlled by a team of scientists led by Indian-American Dr. Swati Mohan. Perseverance is a multi-year mission. The primary aim of the mission is to search for the biosignatures of microbes that might have existed on Mars billions of years ago. Facebook blocked all news on its platform in Australia as a retaliation against a new media payment law brought by Australian government. The ban on news created shock as Facebook blocked information pages and government pages including health and emergency services. After a last-moment compromise was reached with the government, Facebook decided to remove the blockade. At the center of controversy is a new Australian law that pushes the tech companies to pay publishers for the news content they share. With this act, the Australian government wants the tech giants like Google and Facebook to pay for the news which is shared on their platform. In the end, let us look at some other miscellaneous news items. The government of Japan has recently created a new ministry and appointed a Minister of Loneliness. The step was taken to deal with the growing suicide rates in the country during the coronavirus pandemic. The suicide rates in Japan has increased for the first time in last 11 years. Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga appointed a Minister of Loneliness to his cabinet, following the example of the United Kingdom, which became the first country to appoint a minister with a similar designation in 2018. Tetsushi Sakamoto is appointed as the Minister of Loneliness in Japan. The mass nesting of the olive ridley turtles has finally begun in Puducherry coastline. Puducherry coastline is among the migratory route to Odisha, which is used by these turtles for mass egg laying. The olive ridley turtles are primarily found in Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean. These turtles are best known for the unique synchronized mass nesting. The coast of Odisha in India is one of the largest mass nesting sites for the olive ridley turtles. These turtles have been classified as vulnerable species under international laws. With this, we have come to the end of this video. We hope you like the coverage of topics in our monthly GK capsules. Do also watch our other videos. Happy learning. Thank you.